Hi there. Welcome. Thanks for those of you that were on a little bit early waiting. It is 5 o'clock already. Holy cats. I mean, it's 5 o'clock in Wisconsin. I don't know where anyone else is watching from today. So wherever you are, whatever time zone, hello and welcome. All right. We're going to be working on the lower body today and working on opening in the hips, backs of the hamstrings. We'll definitely be doing some breath work. And I see, Carlene, you want to do some stress relief. So we'll use our breath to do that. And I'll teach you a couple of things that we can work on releasing. Also, lower body work tends to be kind of releasing anyways, emotionally, whatever. So allow yourself to do whatever it is that you need to be doing in this practice, and we'll be able to get in whatever it is that you're needing for this evening. So go ahead and pop over into the comments and let me know if you are looking for anything specific this evening. Otherwise, like I said, lower body, lots of breath. We will go ahead and jump in and get started here, seated on the mat. I'll join you there in just a little bit. I'm just gonna allow for anyone else who might be joining in this afternoon, this evening. But if you are with me, hi there, hi there, hi there. If you are with me, go ahead and allow yourself to sit comfortably on your mat, elongate through your spine. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears, and as you exhale with an HA, let them just fall towards the floor. We'll start there with our stress release. You can place your hands on your knees, begin facing your palms down if you want to kind of ground, be a little bit more centered today. If you're looking for a little bit more energy, a little bit more charge, go ahead and face your palms up to be able to receive. Just watch your breath. This might be the first time today that you actually thought about your breath, maybe the second. Sometimes it's hard to tell, keep track of, it's busy days. So give yourself this time and this space to really connect with what it is you're needing from your practice tonight. I'll meet you on the mat. All right. Begin to close your eyes, starting to let any of the tension, the worries, the anxieties, stresses, obstacles, challenges, all of these things, just let them just fall right off of you into the floor. On your inhale, watch your breath come into your body in as many different ways as you can. See if you can take a different perspective point, a different viewpoint. Watch and see how your breath comes in. Watch and see where it goes when it's inside. Watch and look where it goes when it exits. Watch your inhale, watch your exhale. Might sound kind of silly to watch your breath because it's something that we just do every day. We can't actually see it, but try to visualize it however it shows up in your mind. As you're watching it, begin to feel it. Feel the texture, feel the length. If it's short or smooth breath, if it's sharp or jagged, shallow. There's many different ways that it can feel. Maybe it feels lush and luxurious just because you're finally taking some time for you right now. Continue to let everything that's going on outside of you just melt away onto the floor. Finding as much relaxation in your body as you can with just your breath. Sometimes the only thing we need to do with our breath is just simply observe it. Before we even begin to change it, just observe it. Begin to place one hand on your belly. We'll move into our belly breathing. We'll start to deepen and elongate our inhales and our exhales. As you inhale, your hand on your belly is going to push out and away and inflate like a balloon. And as you exhale, your hand is going to fall back towards your spine, drawing your belly button in and up. Inhale. Let your belly rise. Exhale, let it fall. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fall. Continue to breathe long, deep breaths, letting your belly rise and fall. Your hand is on your belly just as a guide. So if this is a breath that is familiar to you, you have it in your practice already, maybe you bring both hands back to your knees. If this is a brand new breath for you, keep your hand on your belly just to help you guide in and out. Sometimes it's easy for us to reverse our breath back to inhaling, sucking our belly in, exhaling, keeping our belly sucked in, because nobody ever wants to push their belly out anyways. But in this case, what we're really working on is expanding down into our belly. We're really pushing the air down, down, down into our root, filling up, creating as much space, finding the space to explore even with our breath, and then exhaling, letting it go. If on your exhales, you really want to start working on that release, that surrender, we'll use a cleansing breath. So you can add an HA sound or a sigh to the end of your exhale. And allow that to just come out heavy, because whatever is needing to be released will then escape through your breath. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. If you start to notice your chest rising and falling on your inhales and your exhales, bring your hand back to your belly and push your hand out. Keep your chest still. Continuing to observe your breath. Where do you want to explore within today? Is there a muscle group, an area of your body, your mind, a place in your spirit that you want to find some playfulness? Begin to let your body and your mind and your spirit open into what you're needing for your practice this evening with your breath. Follow to explore. Let's take 5 more breaths together. We're going to lengthen our inhales and our exhales a little bit longer than maybe you have been. So on your inhale, rise. Keep rising. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Belly rises. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Allow both hands back to the knees if they're not already there. Taking this next space to set our intention for the practice this evening. What brings you to your mat tonight? Whether you're here for your mind, your body, or your spirit, maybe more than one, allow yourself to set an anchor point for what brings you to your mat tonight. After you have your intention set, think of one or more things that you're grateful for, allowing the cares and the worries of the world to melt away just by noticing how blessed you truly are. And when you're ready, slowly blink your eyes back open into the space, allowing your normal breath to return to you. Checking in to see how you feel from the very, very beginning start point of your practice until right now, just a few minutes in. How has breathing for this short amount of time allowed you to shift in your internal space, allowed you to create a new space, let something go, be something different? Notice what you notice and carry that throughout your practice this evening. Moving into our seated warm-up, we'll inhale, our arms will come all the way up and reach tall. Exhale, taking it to the right side, right hand comes to your hip, left hand reaches up and over. Really push your left rib cage out to the side. Reach up and over with your left arm. Maybe you put a deeper bend in your right arm just to see how deep you can go, but being mindful that we're definitely warming up, so we don't want to go too far too fast. Let your breath take you as far as you can go. And with each breath, maybe you go just a tiny bit further. Inhale to find space within, and exhale, sink in a little deeper. Feel free to roll your left shoulder open, shining your chest forward. So if your left hand is kind of down in front of your face, really open it up. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. Maybe push your rib cage out a little further to the left. See how far out you can get it. Inhale, rise your arms back up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm reaches. Inhale here, and as you exhale, tip to your left hand side. Staying nice and rooted through your sits bones, feeling yourself fully grounded on that. Maybe reach a little further, pushing your right rib cage out, opening up your chest, and remembering to breathe deep into your belly. Inhale, create space. Exhale, let it go. Nice thing about yoga practice is you're the only one that can create this space, and you're the only one that can do your work. So as I'm only here to guide you, feel free to do your practice the way that you need. Inhale, rise. Exhale, we're going to twist. Left hand to your right knee, right hand behind as you inhale, lengthen through your spine, nice and tall. Exhale, take it over the right side, looking out over your right hand shoulder. Keeping your hands soft and gentle here. They're just there to rest. If you find yourself pulling and yanking, remove your hands, twist from your core, and then let your hands fall where they do. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, maybe you find a deeper twist. Maybe your gaze goes out behind your back, taking the twist all the way up into our upper spine, into our neck. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. One more full breath, as deep as you can. On your exhale, twist a little deeper. Letting your inhales bring your arms back front and center, reach. Exhale, right hand to your left knee, left behind. Lengthen and elongate through your spine on your inhale, and as you exhale, twist from your core. Look out over your left hand shoulder. Keeping your hands and your arms soft, twisting a little deeper into your core here. Inhale, let your belly rise. Exhale, twist. Using your cleansing breath to let go, to release, maybe even to surrender. We don't always have to know what it is that we're cleansing or releasing or letting go. Sometimes just the act of sighing it out, letting it be heavy, watching it go is enough to get our body to start putting our energy back in motion. Inhale deep in your belly one more time. Fill up as much as you can. And as you exhale, twist just a little deeper. Allowing your inhale to rise your hands all the way tall. Exhale, surrender down to the floor, palms to the ground, gaze looking down. Begin to start to open up the back of our hips, our lower back. Breathing into your spine. Arms can be stretched out straight, feeling all four corners of your hands on the earth. Or maybe you have your elbows gently resting, whatever feels comfortable for you. As you inhale, breathe all the way down to your root, filling up your belly as full as you can. Feeling your hips stretch and expand just because you're adding breath. And as you exhale, maybe you melt a little further into the floor. One more breath. Your inhale, your hands are going to walk back towards your hips. Place your hands right behind your hips, palms on the ground, fingertips pointing up towards the toes. Draw your shoulders down and back. Lift your chest up and out. And you can allow your head to be neutral, or maybe you draw your gaze up, chin pointing towards the ceiling. So really open and stretch through the chest, and then send your air right back down into your belly. Breathe full. It's going to be a challenging pose to send your air down when we're extended like this. But do what you can and allow every little bit count. You can't take the first step without taking the first step. You can watch the first step, you can know the first step, but until you take the first step, you can't actually move forward. Inhale, breathe deep. Exhale. On your inhale, bring your chin back to your chest, walking to neutral. We're going to uncross our legs, taking the opposite cross. Whatever foot was in front now comes behind. Keeping both sides nice and even. Resituate yourself if needed. On your inhale, your arms rise all the way up. Maybe reach a little bit taller than you could before, because we're starting to create so much more space. Exhale, surrender, fall down to the floor, letting your hands meet the earth when they do. Bowing your head. Inhale, breathe into your belly. And start to explore where your hips can open, where your spine can be flexible. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, rise. Exhale, belly falls. On your inhale, walk your hands back towards your hips. Place your hands right behind, fingertips towards the top of your mat. Drawing shoulders down and back, lift up through your chest. Allowing your neck to be in whatever position is comfortable here. Sending your air down into your belly. Belly rises on your inhale. Exhale. Take these next couple of breaths, letting your belly rise and fall to connect back to your intention of what brings you to your mat this evening. On your inhale, bring your chin back to your chest. Hands come in front, rolling forward. However you do, bring yourself into a tabletop position. Coming onto all fours, place your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Knees about hip distance apart, and the tops of your feet right on the mat, connecting to the floor. Taking a few rounds of cat and cow to build fluidity in our spine tonight. We're going to let our belly come down towards the earth on our inhale, drawing our tailbone and our crown of our head up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're going to push the floor away, arching, drawing our gaze up towards our belly button. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take the next few rounds of breath on your own pace to explore, stay in a pose position longer than you like. See where you can get your air to stretch out and elongate in between your rib cage, your abdomen, your hips, your back, arms, all the different areas. Use this time to explore. Keep filling up with lots and lots of air, and then as you exhale, add that HA. Emptying all the way out until you don't think you have enough air left, and then just do a little bit more. Clearing out the very, very bottom tips of our lung cavity by exhaling out that extra deep little bit. Take one more round wherever you're at, finishing your cat and cow. Meeting in our neutral spine when you're done. Moving into a little bit of balance. Place your right hand down. Exhale your left heel out behind, creating a nice straight line. Option to stay right here if you'd like. If you want to add a bit more, inhale your right arm now out in front, reaching just as long as your heel is in the opposite direction. So go both directions, as if you're being pulled. Keeping your hips level to the floor, draw your belly button in and up, keeping your back nice and flat. Maybe you lift up your heel just a little bit higher. Get some glute work in there today. Continue to breathe. If you feel yourself sinking down, go ahead and reach out in both directions, stretching as long as you can. Reactivate your pose. Continue to breathe. Two more breaths. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring down the right hand, keeping the left leg out. Taking the left toes to the outer edge of the mat, crossing over the right foot. We're now going to take our gaze down towards our left heel, creating a side body stretch. Just a different variation to open up the side. Inhaling and exhaling, creating a little bit more space here. One more breath. On your exhale, rise your left heel back up. Bring your knee back down to the floor. Taking the opposite side, inhale, right heel long. Checking in with your level hips, level to the floor. If you're staying here, go ahead and continue to breathe. If you're adding your left arm, go ahead and reach, pulling yourself in opposite directions as long as you can, keeping your core engaged, finding your breath, discovering that same stillness in your breath as when we are seated in a pose where we're doing quite a bit of activity and work. This is where we start to build flexibility in our mind. When we have to start doing work within our body, our breath changes. When we have to start doing different types of work in our life, our breath changes. So this is a place where we're going to practice letting our breath be long and smooth and still, just like when we started the beginning of our yoga practice today. Inhale to exhale. Continue to reach along in both directions, maybe lifting that back heel up a little bit more. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hand back down if it's not already. Cross your right foot over your left. Taking a look out past your left shoulder down towards your right heel. Opening up the right side body. Inhale, breathe into your belly. Let it rise. Exhale, belly button comes towards your spine. Inhale. Exhale with that HA sound. Inhale, right foot rises, knee comes back to the mat. Exhale. All right. Tucking your toes on the mat. Allow your seat to come back. Lift your knees up just a little ways and push into your calf muscles, starting to open up the backs of your Achilles. Maybe only do one side at a time if it's too intense. Just allow one foot to be up at a time. So all we're doing is we're sitting back towards our heels, toes tucked, lifting your knees just a little bit. Coming back into tabletop. Right foot in between your hands, coming into our low lunge. Start to open up our hip flexor on the left-hand side, back of our leg on our right side, our hips. Find your knee in a 90-degree bend, knee over your ankle on the right-hand side. Hands can be on the floor. Maybe you take a tented hand position if you want to be up a little bit higher. You can also use some blocks or some props if you want to come up even a little bit more. Work on pushing your left hip down towards the floor. Letting yourself really sink into kind of a soft space here. So if you feel like you're doing a lot of work and really holding yourself up, see if you can sink into some softness. Sending your air down into your hips. Inhale and exhale, breathing into your belly. Bringing your intention for tonight's practice back around. On your next inhale, go ahead and straighten out your front knee. Bring your toes up to the ceiling. We'll open up the back side of the right leg. Sometimes I like to move my toe left and right, just because it'll change the stretch in my front of my leg, the back of my leg, my knee. So just kind of see what you notice if you start to move and wiggle your foot and your toes around. Maybe try to bring your toes all the way down to the floor, see where that goes. Even when we're all in serious mode, we can definitely still find space to play and have fun while we're exploring. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, surrender. If it's available to you, allow yourself to inhale and create that space within your belly. And as you exhale, maybe your chest comes a little bit further, closer to the top of your thigh or your knee, Maybe you draw your head down towards the earth, really starting to curl your spine. See how that feels in your body. Maybe you imagine that your toes are up against a wall and your feet have to be straight up. See how that feels in your body. Keep breathing. On your next inhale, bring that bend right back into your knee. Walk your foot out 1/2 of a step and allow yourself to sink a little deeper. Still keeping in mind we want to do our 90-degree bend here. So if you are newer to your practice or you've hit your edge or your limit for today, go ahead and stay right where you started and continue to breathe and let your breath keep opening your body when you're ready. But if you're starting to warm up and you're able to go a little bit deeper into this, walk out just about 1/2 of a step, bring yourself into your 90-degree and let your left hip really sink down and soften towards the floor once again. On your inhale, your belly rises. And on your exhale, the belly falls. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fall. Let's take one more. Exhale. Bringing both hands to the inner arch of the right foot. Walk your right foot towards the outer edge of the mat, setting up for our lizard pose. Option to stay right here, arms nice and straight, or if you'd like, you can drop down to your elbows, coming all the way down to the floor. Maybe you have a block coming to like a halfway point. So really the further we're leaning forward is really just depending on how open we are in our hips and our legs and our hip cavity. And so if you are new to this, this might be quite challenging to start out. So go really slow. If you are doing this already in your practice, you also may want to tuck your toes and lift your knee up off the ground. So if you want to go to that variation, feel free. I'm going to keep it nice and basic today for my own practice even. Connecting back to your intention, sending your breath, sending love, sending energy down into your legs, into your hips, starting to explore and see what's there. The hips can sometimes be super painful, super emotional, and really highly charged. So allow whatever comes up to come up if there's anything at all. Don't force anything to come up if there's not anything there to find. No need to make problems. On your next inhale, walk your foot back in between your hands. So scooch it right back on over. Moving into a pigeon. You're going to bring your right shin parallel to the top edge of your mat. And allow yourself to sink in right here. If pigeon is too deep for you right now, maybe you have a block, a blanket, a pillow, and just allow your right glute to rest on your prop. Left leg is still stretched out long behind you. Pigeon is a pretty deep opener, so allow yourself really to go slow here. If you have any knee pressure or pain, go ahead and slide your right heel closer to your left hip flexor. The more parallel your foot is, the more the stretch is going to move in your glute. But if you bring your heel closer to your left hip, it'll alleviate some of the pressure on your right knee. Also, if you are newer to this, you can pop into child's pose at any point if any of the poses or stretches become too intense or too long, or you're just not ready to go that far yet, allow yourself to take a restful, restorative child's pose and join us whenever you're ready. The beauty of a yoga practice is it unfolds with you, and you get to kind of create and choreograph it. Even though I'm guiding you, it's still up to you to explore in your body. I can only lead you, and not seeing you in front of me is challenging, but I'm up for the challenge. And so I just really have to rely on knowing that you guys are going to be taking care of your bodies the way that you need to. If you'd like to go a little deeper in your pigeon, maybe you go ahead and come down to your elbows. Maybe you already have. See how this changes where the stretch goes. Remembering we're still breathing deep into our belly. And if you want one more variation, you might reach your arms all the way out, coming flat down to the floor. I will not be coming flat down to the floor because I do not have that in my practice, but it is something that. So as we continue to breathe deep into our bellies, notice what is starting to unwind and release. Is your muscle belly starting to feel a bit softer? Is it still holding on for dear life? See where you can find that softness. Just continue to keep breathing. Be here for a couple more breaths. Let's take 3. Inhales and exhales. Slow, smooth inhales, just like the beginning of our practice. Allowing your exhale to surrender you just a little bit further into your pose. Where can you create a little bit more space, a little bit more opening? Letting your body and your breath create trust. It's all going to be okay. On your next inhale, if you're down on your elbows, bring yourself back up. Remove the prop, if you have one. Bringing both knees to come into our tabletop. We're now going to come down to our belly, allowing our right leg to come into a 90-degree angle. So draw your right knee up towards your right elbow and go ahead and put your cactus arm out. So your right arm is also going to be in a 90-degree bend. We're going to do half frog here. Half frog is a nice restorative pose. You can bring your left cheek or your right cheek to the mat. Inhale and exhale. Allow yourself to find a really sweet surrendered space here. Let your right hip feel heavy on the mat, almost as if there was something pushing your right hip down, just to open up in the front side of the hip. Inhale, breathe into your belly. Exhale, belly button to your spine. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. One more. And let go. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. Both legs long down the mat. Push your seat towards your heels. Come to child's pose. If you keep your knees together, you're going to be working more into your lower back. So if this feels good to you, you can stay right here. If you'd like to keep with the hips opening up, you can also bring your knees wide to the edges of the mat and sink your tailbone down towards your heels here and let yourself find some rest. You can pick whichever you'd like. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, sink your tailbone down a little closer to your heels. One more inhale, one more exhale. Inhale, drawing your hands underneath your hips, pushing yourself up into your tabletop. Left foot will now come in between your hands, knee over your ankle. Now opening up our right hip flexor and the back of our left hamstring and glute. Once again, if you'd like to change the level of height that you're at, you may go ahead and tent your fingers, giving yourself a little bit more of a rise. Maybe you add some blocks coming up even a little bit higher. You can pick. As you inhale and exhale, send your breath down into your lower half, letting your hips become heavy, really pushing your right hip flexor down and into the mat. Keeping your inhales and your exhales as smooth as you did at the beginning of your practice. And even recalling your intention of what brings you to the mat this evening. On your inhale, your belly rises. Maybe noticing how much space you've created and where you've opened in your body just by focusing on your breath during this practice. If you're still feeling playful, maybe you see where the breath can still travel in your body or where it's getting stuck. And then keep your focus on opening and opening and opening as your body is ready. It's all about creating trust. On your next inhale, straighten your front left knee, rising your toes towards the ceiling, sending your hips back towards your heel. If you'd like to go ahead and move your toe left and right and up and down, really feeling where you're getting that different stretch, allow yourself to play with that. Maybe it's not playful, maybe it's just painful. Either way, allow yourself to be in it and notice what it is for you. If I'm being really honest, I never love the first initial, like going into this pose. It's very painful for me. But as soon as I start breathing and I start moving and exploring, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay, well now I can do that. Oh, that hurts a little bit, but I'm going to stick with my breath and see what can open. So if you become the adventurer of your own body, what can you find out about you? Maybe you bring your toes a little higher towards the ceiling. Maybe you point your toes all the way down just to find that one spot where it's like, oh, hurts so good. I'm going to breathe there. Maybe you go to that place where you're like, I absolutely don't want to do that one, and that's the one that you need. So maybe you allow yourself to push your edge and go right there. Inhale to exhale. On your inhale, bring your bend back into your left knee, coming forward. Option to stay right here, sinking your right hip down, maybe a little deeper than you were on the first round. If you'd like, you can also take your foot out a half of a step and allow yourself really to sink in a little deeper more. Keeping your belly breath going. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fall. As you inhale, send your air all the way down into your hips. Breathing deep, opening everything there. Exhale, HA. Find that surrender and that softness. Where can you let go? we tend to hold on to our muscles in these different poses and we don't realize it until all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, if I would just like, oh, there it is. So let yourself kind of just let it go as you're ready. You'll know. If you need to come out at any point in time, child's pose is always available to you. Let's take 2 more full inhales, 2 more full exhales. Inhale. And surrender. Walking both hands to the inner left arch. Taking the left foot towards the outer edge of the mat. Finding your lizard pose. Arms can stay straight. Option to come down to a block or maybe all the way down to the floor. Maybe you breathe for a while and let yourself open before you decide if you're going to be taking an arm variation here. Or if you choose, you may decide to tuck your right toes and lift your right knee off the mat, creating a bit more of a strength challenge to this pose. Whatever you decide, find your belly breath and connect to your intention for your practice. As you're breathing here, let your right hip sink a little deeper into the mat, letting both hips become heavy, really feeling like a downward pressure. If your mind is like, oh my gosh, when are we ever going to get out of this? Are we done yet? This is awful. Let yourself be there for a little bit and then return back to your breath. It's good to notice what comes up. We don't have to judge it, just notice it. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Where are you creating space? Where are you elongating? Sometimes it's good for us to stretch out of our comfort zone. So let your body be the comfort zone and stretch right on out of it. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Heel toe your foot right back in between your hands for just a beat. Taking it into our pigeon on the opposite side. Allow your shin to start out as parallel to the top edge of the mat as you can. Maybe you grab a prop, allowing yourself to rest your left glute, just for extra support. You can grab a pillow, a blanket, anything that raises you up a little ways. Again, if it's too intense in your knee or there's any pain, sharp or shooting pain, go ahead and bring your left heel closer to your right hip, so just draw it down. But if you want to move the stretch and keep the intensity, go ahead and get your shin as parallel to the edge of the mat, the top edge of the mat as you can, keeping a nice flex in your foot. If you want to move on from here, you may drop down to your elbows, maybe you stretch your arms out long in front. Maybe you breathe for a while and let your body get you there when you're ready. And because there's never really anywhere to get to, let yourself unfold in the exact right time. We're never a moment too soon or a moment too late. We're always right on time. Inhale, breathe in your belly. Exhale, surrender. Let each exhale take a little bit of that care and that worry and that stress and that anxiety and that challenge, everything. Just let it melt away with that exhale. HA. Let's take 3 more full, smooth inhales. Sending your air all the way down into your hips. As you exhale, sink a little deeper, even if it's just a tiny, tiny little bit. Listen to your body and find your edge. One more in, one more out. As you inhale, walk your hands back up if they are not already there. Remove any props. Bringing your left knee to meet your right. And then allowing your belly to come straight down onto the mat. Taking our half frog on the other side, go ahead and bring your arms into a 90-degree cactus arm, letting your left knee draw up towards your left elbow in a 90-degree bend. Bringing one cheek to the mat. Begin inhaling and exhaling deep into your belly and let your left hip become as heavy on the mat as you can. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Find a little bit of stillness, a little bit of restoration. Find that sweet spot of just being. Continue to let your hips get heavier into the mat. Inhale to exhale. As you inhale, draw your hands underneath your shoulders, pushing yourself up and back. Taking one more child's pose. Again, your knees can be together or wide on the mat. Sink your tailbone towards your heels. Feel all four corners of your hands stretched out on the mat. Let your head hang heavy and just sink in here. Circling back to your intention. Inhale, draw your hands underneath your shoulders, once again pushing yourself back. Go ahead and make your way to your seat. Bringing the soles of your feet together. Clasping your hands around the bottoms of your feet. Letting your knees fall heavy towards the mat. Maybe you have some little fluttery wings. If you'd like to go a little deeper here, you can also draw your elbows and your chest forward as you push your knees down. Inhale, breathe into the belly. Exhale. 4 more breaths. How much space can you still create? And where can you let go? What still wants to open? And where do you still resist? Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. On your inhale, rise yourself back up. Extend your feet long down your mat, bringing your heels to the outer corners of the mat. Sitting up nice and tall, arms out in front. We're slowly going to lower down 1 vertebra at a time. This is our core work for today. So slow. Make your way down to the mat until your full spine has fully found its resting space. Let each little movement massage every single one of your vertebrae as you're taking your time to go all the way down and working your core right now. As we're working our core, we're still continuing to breathe. Still going really, really slow. And when we finally get all the way to the bottom, let your head be heavy on the mat. Let your arms reach down long along your sides, palms facing up. Go ahead and shake and rock your legs side to side. Let that shaking move all the way up into your mid-body and your arms and your shoulders, maybe your head. Shake it all out. Let yourself be loose and pliable. Inhale, and as you exhale, let yourself sink right into your mat. Allow your eyes to fall to a close as we prepare for our final Shavasana. Coming into the most restorative rest. Place of stillness. Sweet surrender. Breathing deep into your belly. Following your breath. Noticing where you created space. What you found as you explored. What you surrendered and let go of. Letting all of your muscles go, relaxing heavier onto your mat. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth, maybe gently parting your lips. Letting your eyebrows relax. Melting your cheekbones and your jaw. Letting your face feel heavy. I'll be here for the next few minutes in this nice restful space. The sound of my voice will bring you out of your pose, and we'll close out our class this evening tonight together. So go ahead and just relax and just be. Begin to deepen your breath into your belly, letting it rise and fall. Gently bring some movements into your toes and into your fingertips. Slowly waking the body back up into this space. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead, stretching your toes long down below. Take a full body stretch here. And on your exhale, draw your knees up in towards your chest, rolling to either your right or your left side, allowing your ear to come to your arm as a pillow. Find yourself in fetal position, taking just a few moments to let your practice integrate into your body, allowing yourself to notice what you learned about you this evening, how you connected back to your intention and your breath as many times as it took. And when you're ready, you can push yourself back up into seated. Hands coming to prayer meeting at heart center. Eyes can still be closed if you'd like. No matter where you are in your journey or what is happening in your external movie, allow yourself to keep unfolding and learning about yourself. Explore within, surrender where you can, let your breath guide you. Have fun, play, and count your blessings. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this evening. Blessings to you, my friends. All right. Hello, hello. Take your time coming out of your practice. As always, I will be here for just a little bit after the practice if you want to share anything about your intention, anything about what came up for you or what you learned about yourself in this practice. I'll definitely take some sharing. I like to hear how you guys are doing, but if you have to go, I totally understand. And thanks for being here. Just a little update for our next class. We will be having class on Saturday, this Saturday, 9 a.m. Central Time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern and 7 a.m. Pacific. Or if you're in another time zone, you're going to have to figure that out. So on Saturday, we're going to be doing some chair yoga, and chair yoga is really great for just about everyone. If you have any limitations that don't allow your body to physically do a lot of different things, chair yoga is really great because it's so supportive. It's definitely challenging. So if you do have a yoga practice, this will really help you get deeper into some poses, and you'll still be finding that you're going to do quite a bit of work and opening in a different way. So if you haven't checked it out, allow yourself to maybe pop in on Saturday to see what it's like, or you can always pop over to my channel and catch the replay at any point in time. And other than that, I don't really have any other announcements. Just checking in. Carly and I really hope you were able to find some release today in the stress that you discovered in your day. So a lot of the times our stress goes to our shoulders and to our hips. And so we worked a lot on our hips, not as much on our shoulders, but breath is always good for that. And so that's what I have for you guys tonight. And I will be checking in again on Saturday. So please feel free to come back, invite your friends. You can also subscribe to my channel if you are loving these yoga classes. Bring your friends. I like to have you guys here. It makes it feel a little bit more real, even though I can't have you in front of me. I do miss live, real human classes, but this is definitely a great way to still be in community with you guys. Awesome, Carlene. I'm really glad that you were able to experience that. Okay, friends, have an amazing evening, or whenever you catch this replay. I hope that it is what you are needing for tonight, and I will catch you soon. Take care. Have a good night.